Hey, what's up? It's me, your girl E, and I'm very excited because this is the very first broadcast network, the E Davis Network. We are going to be talking about purposeful information, maybe sipping on some tea, sharing some tea, but everything's going to have a purpose. And this right here is called the POV with my brother from another mother. We've been homies since I think 92, 93. Ron King, and we are going to give you our point of view, our thoughts. Feel free to post your thoughts in the comment section. This is the POV. Follow us on Facebook at Ebony Dawn Starks. That's also me. Or you can follow us on YouTube at the Writers Block Publishing LLC page. All right. So, Ron, let's talk about the video I discussed with you. First of all, before we do that, thank you very much for being a partner with the POV, sharing your point of view, because we definitely give good banter. We have good conversation. We always agree to disagree. We laugh, we joke, we clown. So this is going to be a great dynamic. So I'm interested in what your thoughts are on the video I sent you regarding
Yes,
women in the industry, in the movie and music industry.
yes, absolutely. First off, I got to thank my sis, and partner. I appreciate just the invite and the opportunity, and I just love what you're doing. And I'm happy to be here and building with you. And happy Women's History Month. You know what I mean? To all the ladies out there, especially my sisters. You know, glad that y'all are out there killing the game. Y'all building. I see y'all building businesses. Y'all doing all your thing, everything, everything. But in regards to the video with Tachina Arnold, uh, really a pillar within the the acting community. Um, Everybody Hates Chris. She was Pam on um, Martin, the syndicated television series that if you if you are if you are black, you probably have a familiarity with the TV show Martin with Martin Lawrence, also a pillar in the community or the acting community, as well as the the uh, the comedy scene as well. One of the greats, but Tachina Arnold has made um, a few statements along with other actresses like Taraji Henson, uh, Monique, a comedian, Viola Davis. Uh, all of them have alluded to this discrepancy in pay within Hollywood that Black women who are well established, they have won the accolades, they have won either the Tony, the Oscar, the uh, I mean, you name it. They've won every prestigious award, or they were nominated for it, one or the other. And what I believe Tachina Arnold was saying was, in regards to our black titans like Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey, those that are suspected to be um, the movers and shakers, the decision makers. Some even use the word gatekeepers in Hollywood for black acting and actresses, have been accused of not paying their actors and actresses what they are worth, at least comparable to other actors and actresses who have won the awards that these prestigious actresses have won, particularly when it comes to Black women. And those sentiments have been echoed throughout. Gabrielle Union has chimed in on a lot of the comments that have been made about discrepancies in Black women getting paid. And, it hurts my heart to hear that, you know, Black women have to speak up against their Black uh, decision makers, those people that they're supposed to be building with, that they're supposed to be entrusting their careers to, are not paying them what they feel. And Tichina Arnold is just one of many who has spoken up about these issues within Hollywood.
I like that sentiment because Taraji P. Henson has mentioned it. My cousin and I were discussing this today, that I believe her comment overshadowed the success of the revised Color Purple movie.
Yes, yes.
When I first saw the previews, I think last year or a year and a half ago, I was very excited on seeing it. I wanted to go see it because Color Purple is one of my favorites. It's one of my go-tos. I always joke and laugh and say when I watch it, it's the ugly cry, but when I'm talking about it with my friends and family, we are cracking up. We are making jokes.
Right.
In fact, I had even said to my cousin, somebody asked me something, and I said, "What did Miss Sophia say when Miss Millie asked her to be her maid?" I said, and so it's the community. The community know when you walk around doing this, we know what it
Yeah,
means.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
but there was maybe before it even was released, I couldn't bring myself to watch it because I couldn't watch a movie where a Black woman is being mentally, verbally, emotionally, and physically abused. I can't watch it again. I mean, we know it still goes on in any community, white, Black community, where a woman is being abused. I just know I'm overlooking at it. I'm over watching it. I saw the play. It was a great play. But I said I can't watch it. And then when Taraji came out and said what she said about how she had to fight for her payment, how she had to get food, and driven to the studio, and at her caliber, um, that was a her piece. But then I wonder how much of it is not, I don't want to say Oprah's fault, but how much of it did her agent, I forget what comedian said on the Vlad show, was why didn't her agent negotiate for more money?
Yeah, that's a
Because
fair
she's a
question.
Golden Globe winner. I don't know those who watched The Curious Case for Benjamin Button, but she played that role. She was, of course, Cookie in Empire. She was Jodie's woman in Baby Boy. She was the girlfriend in Hustle and Flow. She was in the Karate Kid, Jackie Chan. I mean, we can name them, and she killed it. Okay, so I wonder, did her agent really push for her? And then when my cousin and I were talking, she said it could have been those gatekeepers that said, "This is what she's going to get. Either she can take it or leave it."
Or it could have been the lawyers at the during the negotiation. It doesn't necessarily have to be Tyler Perry or Oprah Winfrey directly responsible for it. However, I guess the assumption is this: if you really respect someone, you're going to look out for them.
That part,
If
and
you
then
really value what they have contributed to the craft, to the brand, to the skill, to the community, especially when you start drilling down into sub communities. I don't really want to say sub communities because I think that's more of a pejorative. But if you look at the Black acting community as a whole, and you look at the elite actors and actresses, Taraji's right up there.
she
Taraji is
definitely
up there, no doubt.
she's definitely up there. She's definitely
Yeah,
one of the
she's
ones.
put
In
in the
fact,
work.
what's her
And
name? Who's the one that was in the Help? Octavia, was it
Viola
Octavia?
Davis,
No, the other one,
Octavia Spencer.
Spencer. I
Yeah,
was told that the woman that she played with, the white woman, Jessica Chaston, I think her name is. I don't want to say it was a help. I could be mistaken, but she helped her fight to get more money. She used her white privilege to say, "No, you're gonna pay her." So,
and see, that's the thing. Like when you have billionaires that have the ability and influence, and then they have controlling interests in the project. It all you need to do is speak a word. I remember Monique was recalling a time where Tyler Perry called her into his dressing room, and I believe it was during the interview with Shannon Sharp, Club Shay
Okay.
Shay, and she said this man clapped his fingers and everybody scattered. I mean, her own security almost got out the room, and she had to tell him to stay. So I think when you look at it from that perspective, you can say that we can do as a community, as those that are decision makers within the community, um, we can do a better job with advocating for those that have done the work. Not, not, we're not talking about entitlement. We're not talking about um, anything that is not justified. We're talking about somebody who has earned it in every way, has worked hard, has gotten the opportunity, and did not waste a dime, did not waste any moments or seconds. They have been there for every project. There's nothing negative that has been said and about her, at least in the public sphere, about her quality, about her reliability, about her work ethic. So I think that, when you look at it from that perspective, you can definitely say to yourself, what happened, and why didn't those that have that influence use their influence as an opportunity for those that are well established in the community, in the craft, of acting in general.
So do you think that, well, the Bible says for the love of money is the root of all evil, of
Mm.
all evil. So those that are called the gatekeepers, do you think it's the money that's ruling their decision to really value the integrity of the individual and the worth, such as how Cat Williams stated that he was blackballed by the comedians, by
Mm.
the heavy hitters, the Steve Harveys, the Cedrics, the Kevin Harts, because
Mm.
he wouldn't play, because Cat wouldn't play their game.
Yeah.
And he was
I think.
exposing what was wrong. So now it's like, no, you won't. If they're saying, I'm going to give you this money, we'll say $50 million, you cannot work with Cat Williams at all. And knowing that, say, Cat Williams is a good worker, he's a hard worker, he comes to the set on time, he doesn't cause disturbance, and I'm going to take this $50 million contract to not work with Cat Williams or to even be associated with him. So are they
Mm.
being bought, like Judas Iscariot for that 30 pieces of silver
Mm.
to deny Cat Williams the opportunity to be in the movie? Or you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
It's the Yeah, so it's those gatekeepers, such as the video even was saying how Tyler Perry, which I saw, I may have to agree, he was kind of making the bad guy dark skin.
Hmm.
And I have a few movies
Yeah.
because when
Well,
Tyler Perry would come on the scene, the
that's a
bad
common
guy in
thread.
Daddy's
That's a
no
common thread.
Daddy's
Yes.
Little Girls, he made
Yes.
Idris
But
Elba.
Idris, yeah, I was about to say Idris is the good guy.
He was the good guy, but he was also looked upon as a single father,
Mm.
and the mother was dark skinned,
Mm.
and her
That's
man was
true.
dark skinned,
That's true.
and the
That's
dad of
true.
the mad black woman, he the poor, I forget what his name is, but he was dark skinned, and
Yeah.
the woman that he left Kimberly Lease for was light skinned. Um, and yeah, and in fact, the bad guy even in that movie, that drug guy that he wanted him to get him off jail time was dark skinned,
Mm-hmm.
and the Shamar Moore was the light skinned guy that saved the day,
Mm-hmm.
helped her find herself.
Yeah. It's true. It's true.
So are we still being
Is
paper bagged? That paper bag
oh
test.
yeah. Yeah. I'm
That-
it's good. Your first question was, is it for the love of money? It could be. I think many would agree with that. I think many would agree that um, greed has consumed a lot of uh, Western culture. Uh, and I think that it's not just Western culture. I think greed is it's just uh, evil that has consumed us all to some degree. But on another side to that, just to give it another perspective, I think when you look at the culture of acting and the art of it, that you hear about, particularly in the genre of drama. Um, it's about pain. It's about being um, convincing or persuasive. It's about locking in your audience into the character to make them believable or her believable. And so, is it the money? Is it greed, or is it I'm going to shake up things for this actor so that they get into character quicker? Is it a philosophy of the art itself to have the actor or the actress struggling from the very beginning to keep them um, locked in? And I know that's a far-fetched sort of perspective, but I know actors and actresses, they some of the things they do to prepare for a role, and you're talking about actors and actresses who have become the decision makers. So, if you look at it from that perspective, from an artistic point of view, I think that it could be argued that somebody could be committed to the craft so much that they say, we're going to make this person struggle so much that they learn to embody the pain of the character that they are doing. And the culture of acting in general is to invoke that pain within the human being so that they can transfer that into their character, that frustration, that anger, that those feelings of maybe uh, revenge, or you know
But
it, it's
but isn't
it's
that
it's
something more for
it's
method acting? For okay,
I'm
for
sorry.
example, method acting. Method acting is when you actually live and breathe your character while you're filming. So
Okay.
you're bringing the method acting home. So it's with
Yes.
your so for example, Heath Ledger when he played the Joker. Now,
Yeah.
I'm a big Batman fan, and I felt bad when I woke up at 3 in the morning and they said after Heath Ledger is dead. The first thing came out of my mouth was he better finish that Batman movie. You know what I mean? But then I really felt bad. I was like, oh, he really should. I felt bad because they said he just finished wrapping up The Dark Knight. I was like, oh my gosh. I felt within
Then
two
you
seconds.
felt bad after he said after he
I was like,
after
you
he
better finish
wrapped it
that
up. You
Batman
felt
movie. I
bad.
was like, ooh, should never said that. So that being said, I was like, wow. But then when they were saying that this psychoticness of the Joker, him playing the
Mhm.
Joker, and it was more than what Jack Nicholson did and what other actors who played the Joker, he really took
Yeah.
it, he really went into method acting. And he had to take antidepressants, he had to take all types of psychotic medication, and he was drinking to try to escape that character. So, would you feel that if a director or production needs to maybe dehumanize emotionally and mentally a black actor or actress into into really into really bringing out that character, is the fact that they're not appreciating the fact that this this person is not a method actor, because a method actor may so bring it more so than a regular actor. Do you know what I mean?
It's believable. Yeah. When you're talking about, now I'm not familiar with the different sort of techniques um, that are used in acting. I'm not there, but just talking, like in the case that you brought up, Heath Ledger playing the Joker, Jack Nicholson. It was said that Jack Nicholson advised Heath not to even play the role. That's how serious this is. So when you're embodying a character, um, you're trying to tap into motivation. You're trying to tap into the historic aspect of the character. You're trying to tap in. You're anticipating perhaps maybe family lineage and experiences, and you're conjuring up your own sort of or invoking your own emotion from your own family experiences and trauma. So, it is a highly psychological sort of, uh, I don't want to call it a game, but it takes a psychological toll on an individual to tap into a character, on any set. At least that's what has been told to me by other
So with
actors and
that, then
actresses.
we should the industry, especially in the African American community, the Black community, should appreciate that we are not only being plagued against on natural level, but if we are now coming into an industry or coming onto a movie set to play a role that, so how do I say it? Okay, so first of all, we're already a spot naturally. Walking down the street, we're a spot. Walking into the supermarket, we're a spot. Walking our jobs, we're a
Mhm.
spot. But now, if we're acting, we're coming into our jobs as a spot, performing as a
Mhm.
character as a spot, and we got to now bring life into his character. Eric LaSalle has said when he was on ER, he didn't want to be looked upon as a black doctor. He was a doctor, happens to be black. So I understood that concept, but then again, I had to tell a friend of mine who was white. He said, "I don't see color." I said, "You can't say anything like that because if I went around the corner and somebody was looking for me, but you didn't know that person knew me, and they described me, more likely they're going to say an African American woman. You're going to have to identify color so you can say, oh, she went that way to the left. You have to see color." And by you seeing color is not making you a bigot or racist. It's the fact that you are aware that I'm a black person.
That's right.
It's not going
Yeah.
to dismiss who I am as a person or the content of my
Right.
character, but you have to identify who I am, just like I need to identify as you. Even in the gay and the LGBT community, they identify as.
Mhm.
So we need to bring awareness that we identify as black woman, black male, African American woman, African American male. And if we're bringing the value to this character or characters, and we're helping your box office and we're bringing you money, and we're not bringing any scandal that can plague the movie or can plague the TV show, why not give us the money of value? Tyler Perry paid Taraji P. Henson more money than any other movie at the time, but he did not give her value, her worth.
He didn't up that. Yeah, he didn't increase that pay. And I think that's what the argument is that yes, he did put her on. He did give an opportunity to her. And she took it and ran with it, prepared for it, did well with it. So I think that that's the next level for us as, a collective, is to acknowledge the fact that a platform has been provided, be grateful, express gratitude, honor the people that have given you that platform by doing it justice. But then those individuals that give the platform, do not keep them locked in, do not keep those that they have given the platform to locked into the same level or novice level that they perhaps have welcomed them in with open arms at a cheaper rate. um, Increase the rate as they increase their skill, as they increase their accolades, as they increase their value and their reputation. Honor them because they're doing nothing more than bringing honor to you just simply by their presence, because you're the one that put them on. You're the one that gave them the platform. So that makes you look better, in my opinion, when you honor those that have honored you. And I think that's biblical, right down to, it in every aspect. So I think that's the next level for us.
All right. So that being said, do you feel what do you feel about giving Will Smith his money? There hasn't even been any issues, but recent situations,
Hmm.
do you think that he can request that type of payday, considering that he now has to make a serious comeback?
Will Smith's body of work is his body of work. It's people get caught up in the scandals, and uh, you know, actors and human beings get caught up in whatever. They're human beings. However, that doesn't take away from their body of work. Um, if a doctor cures cancer, right? They come up with a patent that cures cancer. If they have, um, you know, um, by accident or intention, um, killed someone, does that take away from the fact that they cured cancer? No, it doesn't. Is that it? Does the doctor belong in jail? Perhaps, depending on the circumstances. However, the point is that the doctor cured cancer.
So give him his credit.
Give him his credit. He has earned it because his skill set and his research has saved more lives than he has taken. It's almost like what Dave. It's not funny, but it's kind of funny how Dave Chappelle presented it when he talks about Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby he hired psychologists for the Cosby Show.
Oh,
So
wow.
that
I didn't know
he
that.
was very careful about the messaging, the micro messaging that he was sending out there in the airways, because it was the most syndicated show, greater than the Super Bowl. It was rivaling Super Bowl numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So he was America's dad for real. So the fact of the matter is, in Dave Chappelle's words, he may have raped, but he saves more than he rapes. And that, that kind of brings home what I'm trying to say. That, that Cosby Show psychologically has had an effect on me as for me in my view and my goals and my vision for a family. And it has set the tone for a lot of the things that I do with my family, believe it or not, because that Cosby Show Thursday night was a
It was a
thing.
lineup. Yeah.
It was a thing. So the messaging and how they interacted with one another and introduced me to jazz and family dynamics and how to discipline your children, and I mean just all kinds of things that you could have taken away from that Cosby Show. Um, that doesn't take away from what he did in his private life. He's paying for it. That doesn't take away from what he did on the scene, in the set, and for African Americans in general, about how to be a family. And why is that so important? He comes from a father who was an alcoholic, broken home, abusive. He was a high school dropout. I don't even think I think he got his GED at one point, and
Yeah.
Camille came along. Camille came along with them, and those two have been doing amazing work in the community at historically Black colleges and university. One of the biggest HBCUs. Like funded a lot of movies for people. A lot of people. So at this time, I say that whenever somebody does private, that's what they did in private. In community, they did in private. Now, what did they do for what kind of contribution did they get to the larger community? And that is a body of work. It's not discounted because you did something in your private life.
It looks like we're losing connection. Ron, if you can hear me, it looks like we're losing connection. I'm going to yeah, we lost the king. We lost Ron King. Nonetheless, this was a great first show. Thank you, Ron. Ron and I will be back next month for the POV, talking about current topics, thoughts, agendas, and our point of view. All right, everyone, have a great night.